Hi, and welcome to the long road home. Today we're going to do an overview of Psalm 2. Just a brief flyover to get the lay of the land. Reading out of the ESV. Reading. Why do the nations rage and the peoples plot in vain? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us burst their bonds, let us break their bonds and throw away their cords from us. The one who sits in the heavens laughs. He holds them in derision. Then he will terrify them in his wrath and say to them in his fury, as for me, I have set my king on Zion, my holy hill. I will tell of the Lord's decree. He said to me, you are my son. Today I have begotten you. Ask of me, and I will make the nations your heritage, the ends of the earth your possession. You will break them with a rod of iron. Dash them in pieces, and dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Now therefore, be wise, O kings, and be warned, O rulers of the earth. I'd have added that last part. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and you perish in the way. For his wrath is quickly kindled. Blessed are all who take refuge in him. You know, the only thing that could possibly be greater than knowing that there is an all-powerful, omnipotent, those words mean the same thing, ruler of all that exists, who is angry with sin every day, who stores up wrath for the unrighteous, is knowing that he's on your side. So when it says, blessed are all who take refuge in him, we're talking about the same God. There's no, well, the Old Testament we have the angry God, but then the New Testament comes around and God changes his mind, decides not to be quite so angry. He decides instead to be merciful. No, it's not either or. It's you become, by his grace, you become a vessel of mercy, and you are under his covenant kindness to you. His hesed, his love for you. And when you take refuge in him, from him, there is nothing you have to fear. You see depicted in the Psalms all the nations of the earth rallying against God, and he doesn't even stand up. He doesn't laugh. He doesn't summon armies. He just talks to them. This is the God that we serve. This is the God that we take refuge in. And if we take refuge in a God this powerful, this singularly potent, omnipotent, all-powerful God, we have nothing to fear at all. John Calvin said, when you stand with God, you are always in the majority. It doesn't matter who rises up against you. It doesn't matter how much stronger than you they are. It's not about you. God is glorified in your weakness because of His strength. Him showing His power through you and His goodness to you. And He'll be with you with all of the powers that sits and laughs at everything the earth has to offer, everything the earth has to rally against Him. Every nation, every spear and sword ever drawn and wielded, every rifle ever loaded and fired, every tank and plane and nuclear weapon, everything the world has in store in the future, in the past, everything. All of the nations rising together, rallying together, standing against God is nothing to Him. When you look at the sky and you see why the psalmist writes, "What is man that you're mindful of him?" God is holding all of this together. What is there to be afraid of? Blessed are those who take refuge in Him. This is a messianic psalm. It points to the Messiah. It says, kiss the Son, like the signet ring is extended for you to kneel and kiss as a sign of homage. The Son of God. The Davidic king that will never pass away. The one who sits on the throne of heaven and will later sit in the New Jerusalem. He is our God, and He is with us. We have nothing to fear. And even though I wouldn't say that the main point of the psalm is to say we have nothing to fear, unless the last line was what it was. Because everything else in the psalm sounds like a warning to the nations, a warning to the people who rally against God, a warning to all those in the world that are not of God. But it ends with a message to His people. And because it ends with the message to His people, and because it is something that they compiled in Babylon, in exile, while they were away, while they were in captivity, while they were in a pagan nation, looking at the nations, when they would have sang this, that last line would have resonated with them so sweetly, because the hope built by the knowledge that God is greater than all of the people rising against you, all of the Mao Zedongs, all of the Joseph Stalins and Adolf Hitlers, everyone evil that has ever walked the earth and rallied men together. And as we sit in a world with them in it, with the memory of them still lingering, we can say, why do the nations rage? God still sits in Zion. The King is still on His throne. And I'm home. May God bless you on your long road home. And remember in your trials and your tribulations just how much greater He is. God bless you.